to the No Spin News for Thursday, May 15th, 2025. Stand up for your country. You know, one of the big problems we have in the USA is a lack of unity. We all know that. I guess the height of our assemblage was World War II. 99% of Americans were united to defeat the totalitarians in Germany and Italy and Japan. But now, I don't know, I'd say 60-40 split, 60% traditional Americans, 40 don't like the country very much. You know, they're on that side that it's basically everything needs to change. So anyway, there are opposing points of view, and that's a good thing, but they're not respected as much as they used to be. And one of the reasons is people believe what they want to believe, and we'll get into that in a moment. But there's another big reason why this division is taking place, and that is delusion. Many of us in America live in a delusional bubble, not in the real world. We don't want the real world. We don't want to go anywhere near the real world. We want to take narcotics. We want to drink ourselves into a stupor. We want to believe stuff that's insane, and we seek it out. We don't want to deal with reality. That is a very difficult situation to overcome, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So, again, people believe what they want to believe, and you know them. I know them. They're in my life, not close to me. I can't deal with delusional people, but on the periphery. And you could go in with 10 facts, and they won't even listen. No. You know them. There's nothing you can do. And maybe you can get them hypnotized, but there's nothing you can do. So I've come to the point in my life where I don't even try. I go, okay, you want to believe that? You go believe it. It's not true, but I did all I can do. Also, there are a lot of people who just don't care about what's true. It doesn't matter to them. Now, I was raised in a home where there was a right and a wrong. And then I went to Catholic school where there was a right and a wrong. I was usually in the wrong, so I experienced that very vividly. But now we don't live in that world, right and wrong, anymore. Traditional homes have it, but secular homes don't. It's like, oh, well, whatever you want to do is fine. All right. Now, once you get into that world, then if you act out, you can hurt people. And I'm going to give you a very vivid example of this. So yesterday, Robert Kennedy Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services, testified in front of the House Appropriations Committee. There are a bunch of radical leftists in the audience, and they don't like Kennedy, they don't like America, they don't like anybody. One of these radical Americans, a guy named Ben Cohen, that's Ben and Jerry's. I'm sure if you follow politics, you know he's a far left loon. Okay, here's what happened. Go.
The witness will suspend. The committee will come to order. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room. Members of the audience are reminded disruptions will not be tolerated.
All right. Congress pays for bombs, kill kids in Gaza. Okay. That's anarchy. Those people ever got control, there'd be massive violence. They'd kill you if you disagree with them. And my opinion, but I've seen it throughout history. You're irrational. You live in that far, and you could be on the right, too. You could be Adolf. Hey, he's great. We love the Nazis. Holocaust didn't happen. Same thing. No difference. But we see it played out more in America on the far left because the media accepts the far left where it doesn't accept the far right or even conservative Americans. Okay. So later on, Mr. Cohen appears on News Nation with Cuomo. Go.
It didn't really have anything to do with Bobby Kennedy. What it had to do with is that Congress has been cutting money for Medicaid, the health care for poor kids, and they're using the money they save doing that to bomb other poor kids in Gaza. And now, there's this, they're halting all the food aid that's going in, so they're starving the people of Gaza.
That's just insane. All right, so run down the facts. And I'm only doing this as an intellectual exercise. I don't care what Ben Cohen says. I would never buy any Ben and Jerry's, even though they don't own it anymore. I don't want anything to do with it. Okay? So there have been no cuts in Medicaid because that bill hasn't passed. They want to reform the waste because it's totally out of control in that program, but there's no cuts. Okay? There's no cuts for health care for poor kids. In fact, entitlement spending is at an all-time high. All right? American money is not being diverted from our entitlement programs to Israel so they can bomb poor kids. Okay, that's about as fallacious a statement as you could possibly have. Israel is defending itself against terror attacks from Hamas. Hamas lives in civilian areas in Gaza, and children have gotten hurt in the crossfire. Every war that's happened. I'm not justifying anything. I'm just telling you what the facts are. Okay? So Israel's supposed to say, oh, yeah, come on. You attack our people, you kill our children. We're not going to do anything because you're hiding behind your children. And that's what Hamas is doing. We've always done. Okay, so Cohen is delusional. Doesn't care. And then he raises a very interesting question. The United States, he says, is helping the bomb, or actually bombing, killing the kids. Here are the facts. You will remember, and this story died fast, but I've resurrected it today. You'll remember President Biden allocating millions of dollars, $230 million to be exact, to build a platform in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Gaza to get food to the hungry people there. Remember that story, okay? It went nowhere. They built the pier. It operated for 20 days and then devolved into chaos. 62 U.S. servicemen were hurt because of terrorist activity over there. 62. Okay? They couldn't get the food to the Gazan because the terrorists, Hamas, stole it. As soon as it got from the platform built into the sea, into the mainland, the guys with the machine guns came out and took it all. Ben, know that? Hey, Ben, you know that? That's why you can't get any food in there, because Hamas steals it. That's why they're starving. Now, the United States, Biden, tried to do something, and of course, it was a fiasco because everything under Biden pretty much was a fiasco. The goal was to feed 500,000 people each month for 3 months. They didn't get any food in there to speak of. All right? And then it took 1,000 U.S. forces to evacuate the people who were in there trying to feed the Gazans because they would have been murdered. That's what happened. No reportage on it. Biden, did Biden say anything about it? No. So the intent was noble to get food to starving people, but Biden couldn't carry it out. He couldn't carry out anything. Nothing. And that's what happened. So when I hear this irrational stuff, and I said I'm giving you one very clear example tonight, it drives me crazy because this is surging in America. This kind of crazy stuff. This is what's going on college campuses. Oh, they're starving. The U.S. government's bombing the poor kids. They're starving them. That's what's going on at Harvard and Columbia. And if a guy like me walks in with a sheet of facts, then they're going to hate me. And they won't believe anything. And that's a memo. All right, we don't know where President Trump, we know he's sleeping in Qatar in Doha, but we don't know what he's going to do tomorrow. I think he's going to come back because there's nowhere else for him to go at this point. But it's been a successful Gulf trip economically for him, I believe. Now, there was supposed to be peace talks between Zelensky and Putin in Turkey. That's a fiasco. There are Russians and Ukrainians there in Turkey, but they're not meeting together. And Zelensky showed up. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was supposed to show up, but he's not going now because Putin didn't show up. So this is nothing. It's nothing. It's Aragon and Zelensky and, but Putin doesn't want a ceasefire. So I didn't know that. And Trump certainly didn't know it. I thought that Putin would come around, when the West offered him money and stuff like that. I thought, you're losing hundreds of thousands of Russians dead and wounded in there. You're not getting anywhere. The world hates you. I thought he'd come to, but he didn't want to. Now, ultimately, the only thing that's going to force Vlad to the table is if we punish him more. We being Europe and America, and that's what we should do now. So Trump should go back to Washington and say, okay, sending Zelensky all the weapons he needs. EU will send him all the weapons he needs, NATO. And then we'll slap more sanctions on Putin. You won't be able to do banking business. And we'll just make it as painful as possible. That's what you're going to have to do. Putin does not want to solve this. He doesn't care if people die. And when you read my book, Confronting Evil, which will be out in September, you'll see that all these people have that in common. All these tyrants, all of these evildoers, they don't care if people die. They don't care. As long as they're not dying. Okay. Supposed to be another meeting tomorrow. Steve Wyckoff is over there. Who knows? But unless there's a miracle, we're going to have to punish Vlad. And we should. If you're a business owner and your ads are falling flat while your competitors dominate the market, well, listen up, because you definitely don't want to miss this. Look, thousands of brands have already scaled fast with FYSI and their innovative marketing strategies. FYSI builds smart multi-channel campaigns that drive real sales and elevate your brand's presence. Folks, this is what separates billion-dollar companies from the small companies. FYSI can help you stand out. And right now they're offering a free $5,000 risk assessment. Just enter promo code BILL at FYSI.com/Bill. This offer will not last long. Don't wait. Again, use code BILL to claim your free risk assessment at FYSI.com/Bill, or you can call them, 800-877-4000. Okay, YouTube, brand new YouTube bonus on the media scandal surrounding Joe Biden. You're going to want to see this. You can join our channel, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly, absolutely free of charge. And I do 2 commentaries a week, which you will enjoy, so why not sign up? There's no downside. No, and we don't a lot of people give out addresses and things. We never do that. We get people comment. We have hundreds of thousands of people involved with BillO'Reilly.com. And we get people go, hey, we'll pay you if you give us your subscriber list. Not happening. Never happened. We're not doing that. Everybody else does it. Not us. Sign up, anonymous. All right, let's go to the mail. John Plum, East Northport, New York, on Long Island. I have mixed feelings about the plane gift the Saudis want to give to Trump. Number one, it's Qatar, not Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts on this? Now, I've done this. I know you can't watch all. I know you can't watch every show. But if you're a concierge member, you get a transcript of all the shows free of charge. I don't think that Donald Trump should take a gift from Qatar. Take a loan. Just have him loan you the plane. And then when you're out of office, you get back. What I would do. John Botcher, Dayton, Ohio. Bill, I hear it said all the time, the U.S. is the richest country in the world. That can be true if we owe $37 trillion because it's per capita income. Jim, the country owes $37 trillion, not you and me. Yeah, we're part of the country, but that debt's not on our resume. What you have in the bank, in your assets, that's what is the richest country in the world. U.S. citizens have more assets than anybody else. Melanie, Tax cuts for the rich, a phrase we have heard for 30 years. That's all the Democrats have. It's old and worn out. It's old and worn out unless you don't know anything. And Melanie, a lot of people don't know anything. George, when I was young in the 50s and 60s, almost everyone was focused on self-help, self-sufficiency. It was an embarrassment not to be able to take care of yourself. But now things have changed. Since LBJ's Great Society, charitable help has been devolved from being appreciated to being expected and demanded. That is a very good analysis from George. It used to be, thank you. Thanks for saving my family with the safety net. Thank you, my neighbors, for your tax dollars. Now it's, hey, let's go. Where's mine? Big change. That's what happens in a welfare state. Philip Merkham, Wick Life, Ohio. Bill, great job in hearing about cutbacks at food banks due to Trump cuts. Is this true? I don't know. There are going to be cuts in the federal government. There are going to be cuts in spending. Is it going to be in some food bank in Ohio? Maybe. It's up to the locals. It's up to the locals. Trump's not going to go along with the food bank cut. But we got to stop the massive spending. Stacy is the first time ever writing an email to any journalist. On the second time, Stacy, put your town. Okay? I was wondering what President Trump is doing with the economy and whether it will help mom and pop businesses. If this tax bill is cut and passed, is passed, not cut. The new tax bill being debated right now, Stacey. If it passes, there's relief for small business in it. So the answer would have to be yes. Democrats don't want it. They say it's tax cuts for the rich. That's what they say about everything. Mark, people that let evil and corruption take over and do nothing are weak. You're a warrior, Bill. Thank you for fighting for America. That is the theme of confronting evil. In all of these societies that we will talk about, all of these heinous villains, including Russia today, including Iran today, the folks let it happen. And that is a key to history. Americans will never let that happen, despite them saying Trump's Hitler and all that crazy stuff. Jeffrey Brown, Bonita Springs, Florida. When I drive long distances, I leave at midnight. I make sure I have a snack, drinks, and audio tapes of the Bill O'Reilly books. Yes, that'll keep you awake. That's what you do. Get those audios in there. Good strategy, Jeffrey. Okay, we got the Not Woke Dad mugs. We're going to be sold out of them, just like we sold out of Not Woke Mom mugs, but we reordered the mom, so we have them if you want them for your mom. Not Woke Dad mugs in stock, and we trimmed them up with Killing Crazy Horse for a great gift. You still want to give Dad a mug, but you give him a mug and a book, Dad will like you. And then we have the leather-bound edition of Killing the Rising Sun. This is a spectacular Father's Day book for Dad and Granddad. And then we have the Not Woke gear, T-shirts, polos, hats, mugs, everything for Father's Day. Word of the day, do not be parsimonious when going to the BillO'Reilly.com store. Parsimonious. P-A-R-S-I-M-O-N-I-O-U-S, parsimonious. Want to reach me? Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town, please, if you wish to opine. Back with the final thought in a moment. Our healthcare system is a mess. You know that. You wait weeks for a doctor's appointment, get 5 minutes there, then face delays, insurance, red tape. It's slow, frustrating, and it's why All Family Pharmacy stands out in the madness. All Family Pharmacy believes in medical freedom, meaning you decide what works for your health, not some agency or insurance company. Ordering is simple. No waiting rooms, pharmacy lines. Just go online, place your order, and get medications delivered right to your door. They offer 200 medications, including ivermectin and antibiotics, plus emergency kits, customized orders, even bulk buys. More than 100,000 Americans already trust All Family Pharmacy. It's time you check them out. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use promo code BILL10 for 10% off. take your health into your own hands. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/bill, code BILL10. In today's economy, it feels like we're all walking on very shaky ground. Prices are high, credit card debt piling up. But if you are a homeowner, you don't have to face that stress alone. My friends at American Financing can help you get control. They'll help you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest credit cards. You could save an average of $800 a month, and they may even close your loan in as little as 10 days. Costs nothing to get started, and you might even be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Times like these, that extra cushion can go a long way. So don't let rising debt, economic uncertainty get the best of you. Please call American Financing right now, 800-906-2440, 800-906-2440, or you can visit AmericanFinancing.net. So, this weekend I got invited to the Knicks-Celtic game on Friday night. I got invited to the Met-Yankee game on Saturday night. I can't go to either. Breaking my heart. Why? Because my son is graduating from Salve Regina University in Newport, Rhode Island. He got a 3.9 his last semester out of 4. He is so much smarter than I am in every way. It's unbelievable. I keep asking him, you really my son? Anyway, I'm so proud of Spencer O'Reilly. He's my wingman. He's going to be going with me to China, Japan, South Korea in our upcoming trip. And he got into Georgetown University. He's going to be taking a master's in American government. I'm predicting right here, Spencer O'Reilly will be president of the United States someday. Now, I know you're hooting. I know you're throwing your slippers at the television set or the radio. This is a very smart, honest kid. Boy, very proud. Yes. I wanted to tell you all that. I don't do a lot of that stuff. You know I don't. But very special weekend. And even though I'm missing Mets, Yanks, and Knicks, Celtics, nowhere else I'd rather be but at Salve Regina for that graduation. And it's an excellent school, by the way. Have a great weekend. We'll do a Sunday column for you. See you on Monday. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.